of us, right, we take care of our personal hygiene on a day-to-day basis, whether it's brushing your teeth, taking a bath, doing all kind of things, right? And so what exactly is mental hygiene? Do we pay attention to maintaining our hygiene mentally? And how do we do that? Like, that's the question. So that's what we're going to be talking about. It's a very interesting topic, using Ayurveda and yoga, self-care techniques. So joining me is Sachin Sudra. So just hang on for 1 second. So Sachin is an Ayurvedic wellness and nutrition educator, as well as a certified yoga instructor. Here you are, Sachin. How are you? Namaste.
Namaste. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
So I love this concept of mental hygiene. And everyone, this is Sachin Sudra, who is an Ayurvedic wellness nutrition educator, as well as a yoga instructor. So we are going to be talking about mental hygiene. Tell us what mental hygiene. What do you mean by mental hygiene?
What do I mean by mental hygiene? Well, mental hygiene is when our mind is healthy, and that's really like the basis of it. We can go into so many different things.
Yeah.
But end of the day, mental hygiene is when we feel clear, we're relaxed, feeling harmonious. Our mind isn't disturbed by external or internal influences, and it's just like being on social media. It's such a triggering place for people, but it's also a place where positive things like this can occur, and we can educate people and bring some light and share it.
Okay, so I know, all right. So I know that you are an Ayurveda educator as well as a yoga. So let's just talk about the tools, right? What are the tools that you recommend to use to maintain a mental hygiene?
Definitely. So some things that I really suggest, especially to a ton of people. Oh, thanks, little Miss Bina, saying I'm full of knowledge. I appreciate that. Okay, so mental hygiene 101. So managing stress, managing your anxiety, making decisions, relationships, leading life with balance. One whole total paradigm I can say about mental hygiene, if I wanted to, would say it's about relationship, and your relationship to yourself, to others around you, and most importantly, to being present. But keeping in mind that your physical body, your mental body, emotions are all in a place of equanimity. When we find that our body's nervous system is imbalanced, our hormones are regulated, there's safety, we have good digestion. If it goes the parallel other way, then we're facing some imbalances. So also another way that your body, for mental hygiene, is when your body doesn't internalize stress, which can lead to internal diseases, which can manifest or externally. For this one reason, I think when we have to look at what our mental hygiene's like, but not even that, just like our everyday things. When are you waking up? When are you looking at your mobile phone all the time? What are your activities in life? And I really feel through all the positive people out there who are offering cool things in social media, be music, fashion, TikTok, to do things that are bringing more positive affirmations for others, instead of self-fulfillment that, hey, look how good my yoga butt looks when I do this move, and I get these hashtags. It's more about cultivating our sense as hipsters, as elders, as householders, incorporating nature, our food suite. But the most important one is such as in Sanskrit, hame apane manako hamesha santo likanakanahe isiye hame hamara asti. May we always maintain a balanced state of all the time, so it is within that place that our highest development is possible. And I really think that yogic Ayurvedic traditions are parallels in the Western and Eastern worlds right now, which are bringing in balance more higher of a time ever than. You can see it in the Black communities. You can see it in all cultural communities, how much it's helping. And again, yoga isn't a race, it's universal. That's the beauty of this practice. So those are some things I think that are really good for why mental hygiene is important.
Sure, sure. So yoga, yeah, yoga is universal, as you said that, yoga is being practiced all over the world for that matter, and that's amazing. But what is the protocol? What is the process, right? So I just want to understand the framework, right? So is there a daily routine? Like Ayurveda talks about daily routine, the dinacharya, right? So is that what you're propagating in the sense, daily routine of using Ayurveda and yoga on day-to-day basis? What exactly is the straw man or the framework here?
Sure. So when you think of yogic or Ayurvedic therapy for mental hygiene, you
Mhm.
can see it a lot where there's a lot of, again, I'll say like what's going on in in the internet world. People are like, I'm oiling my body and skin with oil right now. Dincharya is a self-care practice from Ayurveda. I would actually say it goes further back because it's completely instilled in a yogic practice as well. Uh,
Mhm.
waking, upon cleansing oneself,
Mhm.
upon applying a certain kind of element to one of the sheaths of the skin, which
Mhm.
we call a part of our koshas, and that's more for protecting it.
Mhm.
Cleansing practices, if that's kriyas, jalniti, surya chandravedam, other kriyas such as for our mind, yoni mudra, taking all five of our senses away. But don't do that if you have mental disorders because those can really elevate more of your disorders, and always be doing these practices from a trained professional is one thing I want to say, because there's ways they can be unsafe. So a typical dincharya self-care aspect that would be good for mental hygiene, for example, if I'm depressed,
Mhm.
waking up early, not sleeping in. Why? There's a lot of lethargy, denseness that's occurring. We want to awaken the mind. So
Mhm.
doing things where we're awakening ourselves earlier,
Mhm.
splashing ice cold water on your face, invigorating the skin, opening up blood vessels, not to mention it's great for beauty. Um, Also, then cleansing oneself, eating, exercising, getting the mind more. And with that, I would suggest for doing Surya Namaskar, so uh, more explosive, fiery exercises than ones that are slowing oneself down. Hence, incorporating more relaxing Shavasana style yoga practices as well, incorporated with what? The most important thing, pranayama. Why? Pranayama is the most important thing because breathing exercises is related to what? The biofield of energy in your body, which is
Mhm.
also regulated to the sun and the moon
Mhm.
and to like a ping pong ball. Inhalation, exhalation. I
Mhm.
work in a clinic as an Ayurvedic practitioner, massage therapist, but I
Mhm.
incorporate yoga into that through teaching my clients how to breathe and
Mhm.
for those simple things, how to keep our spine, our neck straight, feel our sitting bones. We're sitting in chairs all day, and this is where our hip joint is, and then
Mhm.
our upper back's up here. So people
Mhm.
are having a lower spine, spinal kind of constrictions. So I
Mhm.
think a lot of these applications are really important, and they're going to help people out. Going back to dincharya, those things are definitely important. So it's looking also at what are we eating, what's our
Mhm.
mindset on, what's our daily practice like throughout our day. One
Mhm.
really good one I have to say is Anyat Bhavna, which is a great one for people who can't meditate, have children, can't
Mhm.
get away from the husband who's sitting next to them wanting to go to bed. Anyat Bhavna is a great practice for unconditioning your mind without
Mhm.
going to bed with all the noise from the day. And
Mhm.
simply, it's just closing your eyes, having your spine straight, inhalations, exhalations, calming your mind down a little bit, rolling back your shoulders, and going back like a movie to what did I do when I woke up in the morning, to throughout lunchtime, throughout the whole evening working, and to myself here right now. But if that person comes up in your head who cut me off or got me a little angry, don't don't catch on to that and think about that. Remain, like I said, in equanimity towards those things. It's the only thing I suggest, just like they suggest to you in meditation practices and in yoga. So your mind's remaining equanimous. English terms, you're watching something, but you're not holding on to it and thinking about it.
Mhm.
This way, it really helps for not allowing your mind having dreams, for example, when you sleep. There's
Mhm.
the spirit realm for dreams, which is helpful, but the other side where our brain is trying to regenerate and refresh itself. So this is just a good technique for dincharya that I'd suggest for sure. There's so many other things you can go into: tongue scraping, oil pulling, but
Mhm.
just some simplified things that can be helpful.
So there's a lot of things, right? We're talking about breathing, exercising, pranayama. Breathing is very powerful. Then having some kind of a routine on a daily basis, wake up in the morning and do some Surya Namaskar, which is sun salutations. If people don't understand what Surya Namaskar is, and then eating, right? The food is also very important. What we digest, what we eat actually, and what we digest. So that is in relation to our mental hygiene. What else? All right.
Well, definitely like some other things that interplay. Like, sure, I can look into like herbs. So what kind of herbs would be good for an individual?
Yes.
We're looking at, say, herbs that are more sedatives and nutritives. So what I think simplified right now, mullein, respiratory, expectorants, good for COVID. People experience a lot of those things. If our friends here know, if you're a kapha dosha, a little more heavier, larger framed, you might develop more mucus formation in your upper clavicle region. So something like the mullein would be a really good Western herb. It's available in all areas. Good for that. Again, if you're stressed, chamomile, skullcap, ramatulsi, really simplified Ayurvedic herbs, integrated Western herbs is a good one. Indigestion issues, hands down, don't buy chai spice from a store. Get some cinnamon, clove, cardamom, anise, dry ginger powder, mortar and pestle them together. Use your heart and soul. Spritz that into some black tea with some oat milk or cream if you wish. Intention. Give things a prayer. Do everything with intention. And that comes back to your work, speaking to others, remaining more quiet at times and just listening. But in regards to dincharya as well, I think a big one that I've been speaking with young people about has been around making sure that our mind is staying balanced and not floating off. So with that, I feel that taking some time out for oneself and going within is really important. So I think something like Yoni Mudra, which you put all 5 fingers around your eyes, nose, and ears. Correct. And you go within yourself and you breathe and you inhale and exhale. So what you do is you put it right where your pinky finger, your chin is, right in between your nose and your lips. And then you take your middle fingers and put them right where your sinus cavities are. And if you look where your eyelids are, you put them where your eyelids are. And then your thumbies, you put your thumbs inside your ears. From here, you'd bring your elbows up a little bit. You'd have the spine straight up, and you'd inhale and exhale through your nostrils. And you do it slowly. So like you'd inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Remember, when you stop doing things like this, you just don't open up your eyes. Rubbing your palms, clasping your eyes against them, and slowly coming down. We are in the fastest paced society ever, so I think really bringing ourselves down is essential.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So like you said, there's so many things, right? It's the breathing, like Yoni Mudra, you talked about the breathing from your nose, and alternate nostril breathing also has a lot of research to help calm the nervous system. Chanting of Om is another one that you talked about, right? And then having some kind of a daily routine in the mornings, having some herbs or anything else that you'd like to add on maintaining our mental hygiene?
I would have to say it's maintaining a balance within waking, resting. Those are 2 of your big ones, especially because people are at home now, to give yourself more time to wake and rest at more important times. You can sleep in as long as you want, but your body should rise with the sun. So I'm going to say 5:30. Most people are going to say 8 a.m. But remember, if you're waking up, keep yourself in a circadian rhythm of good timing. And remember, the one thing I also want to suggest to all my clients, remember when you're having bowel movements. Yeah, poop, I said it. Because your bowel movements are the most important thing, because that's regulating what's coming in and what's going out. And if you're not having good bowel movements, then you're having toxins that are sticking with inside our bodies. So we really want to watch what our regulation is like as well. Drinking lots of water, that's important too. Eating foods that are fresher, and spending time with loved ones. I'm really provoking more on outward care, because it's good to have those support systems for us. And if you're alone right now, you can reach out to people like us, and we're here to help you at any time. So you'll feel more than free to DM me. Always here to help others out. This is the path into what we do. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I think this is great information, especially during COVID, and we're now listening about new variants coming, all over the world in Europe. So it's very important for all of us to maintain our mental hygiene with all the tools that Sachin's talking about. Simple things like breathing, like having some kind of a daily routine, a yoga in your life, some simple herbs and simple foods, right? And then what
Definitely.
you like to add anything else before we wrap up?
Sure. Here's one thing. So if you're caught for time, you're working, you need something to be like your super elixir because you're on the go, etc. Take a shot glass.
Mhm.
Go to your fridge. If you have a pickle jar, just
Mhm.
take the brine, put it in a shot glass, add like a pinch of turmeric and ginger powder to it.
Mhm.
Pop it down. You get an anti-inflammatory. Something's helping as a probiotic
Mhm.
and for digestion. Simplified things are the most important, especially in your kitchen. You don't need to oversimplify things. You can make it easy. Thank you so much for allowing me to share and for your time and for what you do as
Absolutely.
well.
Well, just think of that instead of tequila shot, think of turmeric shots. That's how
Well,
I would.
if you're gonna have tequila shots, yeah, sure, no one's gonna stop you. But just remember, if you're gonna
Yeah.
be having a tequila shot, it is actually the best alcohol to have because tequila itself is the only alcoholic herb that is not a sedative.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
rest are sedatives and antidepressants. Well, but what I'm saying is, if you're gonna have a shot like that, remember, drink lots of water. Have a teaspoon of coconut oil or ghee, clarified butter. Why? It's
Mhm.
gonna line
Mhm.
your stomach. It's gonna stop with the acidity and the internalized heat, which aggravates your liver. And remember, our liver is connected to what in TCM medicine? Anger.
Mhm.
So we want to keep ourselves in a loving, wholesome place always.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Very, very informational. And to all the viewers, I hope we find this session informational the way we are bringing these sessions to everyone every day on self-care techniques. With that, signing off. Thank you so much, Sachin, for being with us. Namaste.
Namaste. Bye.